Imagine waking up and realizing that for the next 8,760 hours, your voice, the very thing that connects you to every other human soul, is officially retired. You aren't just taking a break from small talk, you are entering a psychological vacuum where the only person left to verify your existence is you. In the first 48 hours, you'd probably feel a strange sense of relief. We live in a world of constant noise, where we are expected to have an opinion on everything from politics to what we had for breakfast. That initial silence feels like a luxury vacation for your brain. The pressure to perform, to be funny, or to be polite simply evaporates. But by day 7, the silence stops being a break and starts becoming a presence. You'll notice the sounds of your house that you've ignored for years. The hum of the refrigerator, the creak of the floorboards begin to feel like they are shouting at you. By the end of the first month, the real transformation begins in your brain. Human beings are fundamentally social animals. Our brains are wired to exist in a constant feedback loop with others. Without the act of speaking, the parts of your brain responsible for language, specifically Broca's area and Wernicke's area, begin to experience a form of neurological pruning. Since the brain is obsessed with efficiency, it stops prioritizing the pathways used for rapid-fire conversation. You might find that when you try to think of a word, it takes a few seconds longer to download from your memory. Your internal monologue, which used to be a background hum, suddenly becomes the lead actor in a one-man show. You aren't just thinking anymore, you are narrating your life to an audience of 0. As you cross the 6-month mark, the psychological burden of isolation takes a turn toward the surreal. Psychologists have noted that in extreme isolation, people often lose their sense of the narrative self. We define who we are based on how others react to us. Without that mirror, the boundaries of your identity start to blur. You might start talking to inanimate objects, not because you've lost your mind, but because your brain is desperate to maintain the social circuit that keeps it sane. The silence isn't empty anymore. It's heavy. You start to forget the specific pitch and timbre of your own voice, and the person you see in the bathroom mirror starts to feel like a stranger you're living with. By the time you reach month 9, the physical effects become undeniable. Your vocal cords, which are essentially muscles, begin to atrophy from lack of use. If you were to try and scream, you might only produce a dry, raspy wheeze. But more importantly, your social muscles are gone. The subtle art of reading facial expressions, understanding sarcasm, and timing a joke has been erased by months of static existence. You have become a biological island. You are hyper-aware of your own heartbeat and your own thoughts, but you have lost the frequency that allows you to tune in to the rest of humanity. When the clock finally hits day 365 and you are allowed to speak, the re-entry isn't the joyous celebration you imagined. It's a sensory overload. The sound of someone else's voice will feel violently loud, and the complexity of a simple conversation will feel like trying to run a marathon after sitting in a chair for a year. You'll realize that speaking isn't just about making sounds. It's the way we anchor ourselves to reality. Without it, you haven't just been quiet. You've been drifting in deep space. Silence is a powerful tool for reflection, but a year without a word is a reminder that we only truly exist when we are heard by someone else. If you're fascinated by the limits of the human mind and how we survive the impossible, hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments, what is the very first word you would say after a year of total silence?